How's it going, guys? It's Andrew from What's Good in Wrestling. It's Rumble season. Hopefully you guys have been enjoying the content that's been posted on this channel. Who is going to win the Men's Rumble? There's so many names that could win this year, and we're going to get into all of them right now. So get some snacks and get comfortable. Let's talk some wrestling. And if you guys are new here and you like your boy, if you think I'm making good content, make sure to like this video and subscribe. I'd love to have you guys here. You guys know us wrestling fans have to stick together. So let's have some fun here and let's talk about potential winners of the Men's Royal Rumble. Now, I did speak about some guys that could be returning, and one of the names is going to be in this video, but a lot of big names could potentially come back to the WWE at the Royal Rumble event, not just for the Men's Rumble, but for the Women's Rumble. And I will have a video coming out about who I think will win that match as well. But there's so many potential winners and storylines now for this Men's Rumble. And there's a lot of confusion because the outcome of what happens with Seth Rollins is a big reason why things could change. I'm just going to get started here and bring up the first name, and that's Cody Rhodes. So we seen Cody win the Rumble last year. He came in at number 30, returning from injury, trying to finish the story. And the reason why I took a little pause there was because the story was not finished. And it's a little bit of a sting because I'm a huge Cody Rhodes fan, and I was actually at WrestleMania 39 to watch Cody finish the story. That was one of the biggest reasons why I went to WrestleMania. It was a huge trip for me. I shed some tears walking in there. It was my first WrestleMania. I was very taken back, and I wish I could feel that again, honestly. Cody didn't win, and a lot of people were upset, myself included, but I understood that there was a potential bigger story that could be told by having him wait a whole nother year to finish the story. But with all of the different wrestlers returning and, a big jacked up muscled movie guy coming back, no disrespect, I love The Rock, there's been a lot of change and a lot of talk about who is going to win. And Cody's name has to be in the hat. There has to be a Cody Rhodes name in the hat of who could win. Like, this guy is the biggest babyface on the roster. He's getting still the massive whoa chants. He's still getting massive pops. He's still putting on great matches. And especially now with Seth out, we'll see for how long, they need Cody to be the guy to really take over and take over the babyface side of things. And there are some great names out there now with CM Punk coming back, and you got Jey Uso and stuff like that. But you need Cody. Now, should he win this Rumble? Me personally, I'm not a huge fan of wrestlers going back to back unless it makes a ton of sense. I would love to see Cody win this Rumble, but I don't think he's the number one choice. I would peg him in as one of the favorites, and that's why I put him in this video. So Cody Rhodes has to be considered as one of the favorites and to go back to back and win the 2024 Men's Royal Rumble. The next name, I think some people will probably be a little bit shocked, and that's Jey Uso. Now, Jey Uso is a very interesting name because there's a lot of different potential things that could happen here. And I wanted to put Sami Zayn in this video, but I'm not doing it because I think WWE would do really well by having Jey Uso potentially be a winner for this Rumble. I think he's going to be one of the final participants. I think he's got a really good shot of being in the finals. But imagine if, again, whenever this video goes out, I don't know, Seth Rollins is still yet to make his announcement. I'm recording it before that, before Monday Night Raw. Imagine if Damian Priest holds the world title till WrestleMania. I know some people will be like, oh my God, I don't want to see that. But Jey Uso winning the Rumble, going up against Damian Priest in the Judgment Day, winning his first world title at WrestleMania, I feel like that's a huge moment. Do I think that this is likely? I don't think it is. But I'm just trying to think of guys that might have an outside chance that I think people would be really excited to see win this Rumble. Jey Uso, it's got to be one of them. Now, if you would have asked me a few months ago who I think was going to win the Royal Rumble, or who I thought was going to win the Royal Rumble, I would say the Ring General, and that is Gunther. But that has kind of been pushed to the side a little bit. The longest reigning IC champion of all time could potentially win the Royal Rumble. He could go in there, toss a bunch of guys over. He set the record last year. He went from 1 all the way to the end and ultimately lost to Cody. But Gunther has been one of the most reliable superstars in the WWE since he's been Gunther. And even when he was Walter, like, this guy just puts on clinics. He puts on classics. He knows how to put on banger after banger, like his name is Sheamus. He was one of the favorites going into this. And I think he's still technically, by betting odds, like one of the top 3. At one point, he was number 2 favorites to win the Rumble. But I don't see the path unless the world title changes hands before the Rumble and it's a face, and then have Gunther win the Rumble and then have him go on to face. Like, if CM Punk wins the world title before WrestleMania, you could get Punk versus Gunther in the main event, which, I mean, I would love to see that, so I'm not against it, but it doesn't seem like this is Gunther's time just yet. So I'm going to say I would love to see him win the Rumble because he deserves it and he's an amazing talent, and it would be cool to see what happens with the Intercontinental Championship after that. But Gunther winning this Rumble would change a lot of plans. I wore this shirt for a reason. I just was at the holiday tour in Toronto. CM Punk is definitely the favorite, if not one of the top 3 favorites to win the Men's Royal Rumble of 2024. Now, like, even saying that is crazy because CM Punk being in the WWE, I think, is still a shock to everybody. It was a 10-year break. He went to AEW. He did his thing over there. He got himself into some trouble. Other people got him into trouble. And it looks like he's wiped a clean slate and come back to this company, now being run under Triple H. They had a huge surprise. I popped. It felt like I was a 12-year-old kid again watching that. It was just a special moment. And him being in this Royal Rumble match, he's the favorite to win it. Now, the whole Seth Rollins thing, and again, like I mentioned before, I don't know what the announcement is yet because I have made this video before Monday Night Raw. It's been basically rumored that Punk to win the Rumble, go on to Mania, night 1 main event against Seth Rollins, where he ultimately probably would win the world title, let Seth Rollins have some time off to recover, and then boom, everything back to, square one, CM Punk as a champion in the WWE. But now, Seth is probably going to be getting the time off for a couple months to rehab an injury, and I don't know what's going to happen with the world title in between that. Maybe Priest is cashing in on Monday, and I have no idea. But this makes everything a lot different because maybe WWE goes, okay, you know what? We're not going to have the world title on one of these guys. Punk and Rollins doesn't need the title. We'll just have somebody else win the Rumble, and they'll face each other still at WrestleMania. Or maybe the belt somehow changes hands back onto Punk before WrestleMania, and Rollins and him still have that match, but it doesn't have Punk winning the Rumble. There's so many different little pieces here, and that's why this Rumble is super interesting. I really wish the Rollins injury wasn't a thing because it would still be interesting without the injury, but that injury has caused a lot of confusion with whether or not CM Punk will ultimately win the Royal Rumble. But I still think he's the favorite, but there's one more guy that I have to mention. Can't believe I'm going to say this, but Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson has to be considered one of the favorites to win the Royal Rumble in 2024. What a wild sentence. I brought up Cody Rhodes as one of the favorites, and of course he won the thing last year, but just imagine a couple of years ago being like, yeah, it's between Rhodes, Punk, and The Rock in 2024 to win the Men's Royal Rumble. If ultimately they don't go with Punk, and they do decide that The Rock is the guy that's going to be facing the Tribal Chief Roman Reigns at WrestleMania, Cody's going to have to find a way to get in there and make it a triple threat. I know that's been rumored, but The Rock winning the Rumble and then pointing at that sign and saying he's coming for the Tribal Chief, he's coming for the head of the table, he's coming for Roman Reigns, that could be some interesting television. But I don't know how the crowd would react to that. Like, I know it's The Rock, but we've seen him get booed at the Rumble before. What was it, like 2014 when Roman Reigns won the Rumble and nobody wanted him to win that? He was being forced down people's throats and The Rock looked all confused like, hey, I'm The Rock. Why aren't you cheering for me? Yeah, that happened. And now fans might be like, look, we want CM Punk, we want Jey Uso, we want Cody Rhodes, we want Gunther, we want somebody else to win this match. We don't want The Rock, and we don't want Rock versus Roman Reigns. And while it would be a box office attraction and it would bring in so much money, which it's a business at the end of the day, I don't think that that's the way that it should be. I wanted Rock versus Roman at the Elimination Chamber, but again, Roman's not working that pay-per-view. So if Rock has been teasing a match with Roman Reigns, unless Roman drops that title before WrestleMania, it's pretty much a guarantee that Rock is somehow going to be involved in this match. And him winning the Royal Rumble is the easiest way. It's the easiest destination to get to WrestleMania, to the main event, to the title, and to the tribal chief, Roman Reigns. So let me know if I missed out on anybody in this video. Leave it in the comments down below. What, who, when, how, like what's going to happen? Who's winning the Royal Rumble in 2024? Make sure to go check out my other videos. I do appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching. That's what's good in wrestling. I'm Andrew. I'll see you later.